Hello, noble people. My name is the Noble, and this is yet another Pokemon Champions video. Today, we are going to be running with an only bug team. I was having a little bit of trouble with my Golurk team, and it just wasn't that fun. I was just kind of struggling against some mons. I was just kind of like, Golurk is good, Unseen Fist is good, but I wasn't like fully having fun. I even was able to get Hydreigon to add onto the team. I thought about maybe substituting Hatterene out for Sylveon because Sylveon has Hyper Voice and Pixelate, but I wanted to try and do something that I was already going to be planning on doing when more Pokemon got added, and that was make a bug-only team. But obviously, the idea of that team was to have Glycopada on it, as well as some other notable bug types that are missing. Obviously, I'm probably going to add some of the like Buzzwole and like Pheromosa when like the Ultra Beasts get added and stuff like that. But as of the moment, the dex is really limited, and all of the bug types that you see on the screen right now are all the bug types that exist in the game. My team right now, and then Fortress Ariados, and I think there's like a couple, like one other. There is barely any bugs, but I think I've got a team down that, while it is obviously bad because it's a mono-type team like a gym leader would have, I think it actually works decently well because of how each Pokemon does a specific role, and they do their role well. The problem I was having with the Golurk team is that every mon did a role, but they kind of had like an arbitrary role that was kind of like spread out. Like my spread attacker could be my Torkoal or Hatterene. Like my Trick Room attacker was like half the mons. Like some mons I would always never bring. I have brought in at least every mon on this team, while sometimes I would refuse to bring like Hydreigon or Mousehold because I didn't think they would be good. I think each Pokemon on this team is really good, but first, before we hop into any fights, let me actually break down each individual part of this team, because these are actually Pokemon that I've traded in from the game that I've actually have a past with other games. First up is Velma, the shiny Volcarona. Technically this is a new mon. I've always had Velma as the name that I give my Volcarona, and my brother caught me a shiny Pokemon a while ago that I've had in Scarlet and Violet, so I decided to put it in here. I absolutely love Volcarona, but usually Volcarona has a different kind of set it runs. Volcarona is the best bug type in VGC that's like uncontested. I think the only one that would be secondary is the next bug that we'll talk about, but just the amount of like diversity you can do with Volcarona is good, and I chose a little bit of a different set. Usually either people want a setup sweeper or a full support mon. I am not going to run full support because I already have a hard support mon, which you'll see later, but I still wanted Velma to be able to have some type of support. So Velma is incredibly tanky with a positive special attack nature, so I still can hit stuff. And I do have kind of some setup with Fiery Dance allowing me to have a 50% chance to get a special attack increase. Bug Buzz obviously for extra stab. Tailwind, now we will not bring Velma a lot as there is some rain teams that are around here, and Velma struggles a lot into those rain teams. We probably won't want to bring her every single time, or bring him in every single time. Sorry, Velma's just the automatic name I give it. But with Tailwind, a lot of my mons are either fast or slow, so having the wet speed control is obviously going to be good, and burning anyone is going to be obviously really good. And just overall, a solid mon to add. Bubbles, the Araquanid. Bubbles is amazing, caught in a Master Ball. Max attack, max HP, some defense. Obviously, this is probably like the second best actual bug type until we find out what Mega Glycopod does. Water Bubble is an amazing ability. I decided to run the kind of normal standard set with Protect, Leech Life, Liquidation, but for the fourth move, because usually you might want to go like wide guard to block like spread moves, and that could be used. I've been struggling a lot with people trying to hard switch and try and get Intimidate off into some of my mons, or trying to switch and win Weather Wars, because obviously fire is gonna completely disintegrate my team. So I've noticed trapping in some support mons or mons that are like I put to sleep with infestation, because it forces you to stay in, is actually really good. Obviously this would mean that how slow Bubbles does mean I'm gonna hit a mon that might swap in later, but that would also mean that they're just stuck with that mon, and I could like lock in an Incineroar on swap, and it's just good. Obviously running the Mystic Water, super like bulky, can survive like even like super effective hits. The only thing that's super effective that you can't survive is I believe a +2 Electro Shot from Archduralodon. It can survive a +1 on full health, but not a +2. But I absolutely love Bubbles. Next up is Annie. Little bit of a different mon. I have never really used Cleavor too much. I've got Annie in Scarlet and Violet and used her a little bit in the Blueberry Academy. Max attack and actually max speed. Since I actually have a Scizor on the team later, which I'll talk about, having the Scizor is ran max attack, max HP to be able to survive more hits. I want Annie to be more fast, which technically is bad for a mon that does have U-turn, as with a mon with U-turn, you would usually want to try and run something that is slower, that way you don't swap into a mon that does it. However, I usually do try and lead with Annie to try and proc something, and Annie is just an amazing Pokemon to like have. Dark is actually a really good type that I've seen pop up. There's so many with like Mega Gengar running around, like Hisuian Typhlosion. It's really good to have Annie here. And obviously, Stone Axe is the MVP in my opinion. I have won multiple games because not only do I just one-shot Mega Charizard Y, and if I get a lucky crit, because this has the scope lens, I could possibly one-shot Incin if it doesn't have like a berry or something, or Focus Sash. Then I could probably one-shot an Incin with Stone Axe. But the Stealth Rocks have been able to win me games because I've had fights where the opponent will constantly swap, but I have Stealth Rocks up, so they just constantly are taking damage when they swap in. Obviously, Sharpness boosted, and like I said, Scope Lens to get those more critical hits, especially on Night Slash, because it's like pretty much a 50% chance for me to crit and just negate all of their setup, especially on Archduralodon. Next up is Persilian, the fancy pattern Vivian that I got in Scarlet Violet that was actually on my main team for Kitakami for a little while. This is my actual hard support mon, with Sleep Powder, Struggle Bud, Rage Powder, Protect, Compound Ice to hit the Sleep Powders. I did try running Friend Guard. I was just kind of noticing that I could win more situations with Sleep Powder connecting than I would having my ally. Since the bugs are always kind of weak anyways, it would be different if I had a Vivian with Friend Guard next to a bulky mon that would like the extra 20% chance, 20 defense with Friend Guard. But Compound Dice to land Sleep Powders is just amazing. Rage Powder to redirect Struggle Bug is actually so good. I've been able to hard shut down Archduralodons because they just can't get any special attack increases. Shutting down special megas is always going to be good. If I get Charizard in front of me and I put it to sleep, I can just keep clicking Struggle Bug and make it to go to -6 eventually, or not -6. I think the lowest I've gotten is -3. And its Heat Wave isn't even like taking out Persilian because of how weak it is. Obviously max special attack, because I don't want max HP with this thing because it doesn't really matter too much, and max speed obviously, but I absolutely love it. It's a very good support mod. Going into our megas, we have Shears the Scizor, normal Technician Mega Scizor, I possibly could remove Aerial Ace for Sword Stance to try and get some setup. I think this could be really, really good with a lead of Persilian into Shears, as this lead would allow us to set up, get a Sleep Powder off, and then possibly sweep with Bullet Punch and Bug Bite. But I found out that as fighting, a lot of Pokemon don't really have anything to combat Aerial Ace, and with Technician, Aerial Ace does a lot more damage than people are expecting, so I just figured why not run it instead of that. Usually we are going to be bringing Shears as our Mega just because of how good Mega Scizor is. However, I do have Spectre, my shiny Beedrill that I got. This was like my first actual shiny Pokemon I hunted for in Pokemon ZA with max attack, max speed, adamant nature, obviously. Now, Mega Beedrill is really bad. I'm not gonna disagree with you, Mega Beedrill is really bad, but a lot of common threats in the metagame right now actually do really bad into Dark, which I have with Knockoff, and do bad with Poison, and are weak into normal physical attack. I've been able to kill not Fluttermane. Oh, my brain died. The new Fluttermane, Floette. I've been able to kill Floettes. I've been able to kill like Sylveons that are attacking us, and even like set up Pokemon like Oranguru or like Girafarig. If I get a Fell Stinger off, I get to +3, and this thing's gonna sweep. Obviously, Spectre is going to be a very, very double-edged sword, because either I am going to sweep or I'm going to be swept. I have to play very cautiously with this Mon, but it's definitely not bad. I really, really wanted to try and do Heracross on this team, but the Flame Orb just does not exist, which is kind of unfortunate. But yeah, that is the team that we are going to be running today. So without further ado, let's hop into the games. We're going to try and do, I think, 5 games today. Hopefully we win all of them. I want to try and get to Master Ball. I'm super close, at least to rank 1. I did rank down a little bit when I was making this bug team because it is bugs. But I'm having more fun with a team of Pokemon than I like than trying to run a Mega that I was kind of disappointed in. So hopefully it goes well today. But yeah, let's hop into the game. Okay, first opponent, Nimbus. Let's hope they have a unique team instead of it just being a generic Incineroar. Oh, it's kind of... Okay. So what we have here, now right off the bat, we're gonna have 2 fire types, so we immediately don't really want to bring Shears because I'm scared of the fire types. Girafarig is really good into a lot of is good for us. I would say the lead here would be Araquanid, and then I want to bring Annie for Charizard. I think this is good here, especially if they lead with Zard. Even in Drought, Bubbles can one-shot Charizard here, just with how strong Liquidation is. And even if we don't, we will have, okay, this is a little scary, actually. Okay, we're gonna Liquidation into, actually, Typhlosion here, and then I'm gonna Protect. Typhlosion is super fast. If it's Choice Scarf and Max the stuff, I will be able to take out in one hit most likely. Even with Sun up, Mystic Water Araquanid is just super strong. The main problem we will have here is it's the fastest thing, so I can't do Sleep Powder just yet with Persilian. If it does Protect, this is actually a really bad decision for us. Now, Bubble should definitely be able to survive 2 of these. Okay, we do get our Protect up. Eruption. This should do maybe 30%. Okay. Solar Beam is neutral. It's scary, but it is neutral and it's not stab. This will put us into the deep yellow. Yep, okay. Liquidation. This should kill. Yep, we got the kill on that. That's nice. Okay, and we get Sneasler. Okay, this is the problem because Sneasler's gonna try and go for Fake Out. I'm gonna protect because I'm expecting them to try and get... They're gonna try and fake out Bubbles because they're scared of Charizard getting faked out, or they're gonna play it smart. Either way, I'm gonna have to try and risk it because I don't know how else I can do well. They do fake out. Okay, they were trying to stop Charizard from getting that. Sleep Powder connects. That's huge. That's really nice. So we'll do the same thing again, Liquidation into Zard, and then we will, actually this time we're gonna Rage Powder. Obviously we're gonna have to gamble on Charizard not waking up turn 1, but I don't want to get, hits. I don't want Bubbles to go down to like a close combat or anything. Okay, Dire Claw, yep, perfect. That actually didn't even take us down to Sash. That's, turn 1 wake up. Oh, that sucks. Do we take it? We don't take it. Oh, man, that sucks. That's unfortunate. Okay. That is a little awkward. We're down 1 Mon now, though. I'm assuming they don't have Whimsicott up because they didn't lead with Whimsicott. I'm just gonna have to try and do this. I'm obviously gonna protect on Spectre because Spectre will not be able to take a Heat Wave. Maybe having Shears would have been good, but I can't take a drought boosted Heat Wave with Shears. There's no way. Shears does have Protect, but obviously that wouldn't really matter too much. Post-combat goes with that. That's, we lose. I don't know if that crit mattered. I should have double protected. Is there a world where I could win here, or do I think I die? I think it's actually Focus Sash Sneasler because I don't think the White Earth proc. So I'm actually gonna try and just Poison Jab into Charizard. I definitely, okay, yeah. Like, just that goes to show, I think, how strong Spectre can be in the right circumstances. Obviously, that was, like, I mean, I don't think that game was bad. I think I played that well. I just... Them changing Sleep... I'm gonna be honest. I'm happy with the changes to everything, but it does kind of suck that my brain instantly tries to think about Sleep as the Gen 9 Sleep, where I'm pretty... It's... Turn 1 wake-ups are easier to get now. They're not that much easier. I only think they're a couple % easier, but it is slightly annoying. I still think we played that okay. It's just we were just unlucky. Okay, this is a rain team, so Velma is not gonna be good here. This Instant can be scary for Shears. Trying to think here. We kind of have to bring Annie to be able to deal with Dragonite. And Shears can do a lot of damage to... I'm trying to think here. We have Poison. Okay, I think we're gonna lead you, and you. I think it's the same thing we did last time here. Velma is not really good with Rem having a rain setter. I guess they don't have other rain, so it could have been different. Okay, Whimsicott. Okay, interesting. Sleep Powder, Politoed, and then I'm just gonna Liquidation Politoed as well, I feel like. Because Rain boosted, this is gonna do an insane amount of damage. Yeah, it resisted a hit doing 70%, and we get the defense drop. Trick Room? What? That's okay. I was wondering why it would that. So I don't really know. I'm gonna protect the Sicilian because I want to try and save my focus pass. I'm gonna take out Politoed, I guess. Okay. Issue Politoed. Send an instant. Send me an instant. Okay, protecting the Whimsicott. I'm happy I didn't go to Whimsicott. Liquidation hits. Not very effective, but it's still doing almost 70. It is stamina. Is it leftovers? It's not leftovers. It probably might be Dragon Fang. Okay, this is annoying because Archduraludon, Trick Room has 3 turns. Okay, I'm gonna Rage Powder the Brazilian because I don't want to get hit by a, oh my god, my brain died. I don't want to get hit by Electroshot. You take out Whimsicott. Get an instant. That's actually kind of annoying for me, because of Fake Out possibly rocking, and the Intimidate drop because of the Liquidation. Okay, you're plus, yeah, okay. We're gonna have to swap out Bubble. Electroshot goes into Sicilian. Yeah. So attack increase. Goes down. Attack, yeah. Okay. Okay, let's get... I'm gonna go for Struggle Bug here. I could go for... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go for Protect, because Instin's gonna fake out... probably gonna try and fake out. This will mean Annie's gonna try and have to take an Electroshot, which is gonna be annoying. Surely they don't double up into Brazilian. That would be dumb. Okay, they fake out Annie. That's kind of surprising, actually. Okay, they are... Oh man, Annie's gonna have to take a... Do I resist? Does Blocker resist Electric? I don't think it does. I do not think Annie can take a plus 2. I am 100% dying. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Okay. Get Bubbles back in here. What's Trick Room on? Trick Room's still on 1 turn. So I am the fastest thing on the field right now, actually. I'm gonna Sleep Powder and then go into water. Oh. Okay. They called it. They're trying to dull that party shot into a Raquidid. That's annoying. I probably should have went for Shears with the Mega, not, okay, Politoed. Sleep Powder is already asleep. Rain Stop. Okay. Now I am the fastest thing, so I'm gonna Sleep Powder you, and then surely just attack the Duraludon, right? It's only +1 in defense. And it's asleep, so... That's asleep, yeah. Nation. Man, wow, that doesn't kill? Okay. It must be higher than plus that. I need to check what it was. Oh, it's +3. Okay. Then we're gonna actually Struggle Bug here. And, Protect. I want them to actually kill Protect here. So I could possibly get, someone in. There are low enough that if they stay in, I can get both of them. And obviously lowering special attack is good here. Politoed woke up. Rain Dance. Okay, he is trying to go for Electro Shock. I don't think that matters. I think Struggle Bug actually might kill here. I will double into our Duraludon just in case it doesn't kill. Okay, no, we got the double KO. Okay. Great. That's really good here. They had Caught and Incin now. I'm gonna be -1, which is unfortunate. But they set up Rain. Which is funny. I'm gonna... I think just Rage Powder Liquidation, right? I don't see why else I would do anything else. Yep. Giga Drain. Okay. They did that, but not Moonblast. Okay, that kills. I think this is GG's from us because I'm gonna have. Yep, that they I didn't even get a send in. That goes to show how situational Spectre can be. I literally only wanted to bring it to that fight because of Caught, because it just kind of completely counters Whimsicott. But this team is not the best. I'm not gonna acknowledge or say this team is the best, but it's not the worst. Some of the, if you wanted to try this in the last thing on Generation 9, you would be sorely mistaken. Okay, Velma, this is a good spot for Velma because they got 3 Pokemon, or sorry, yeah, 2 grass types and 1 ice type. So we will bring Velma and Brazilian first. Poison actually is not the play here. It could be. I'm more scared about Mega Feraligatr, I would say. So I would rather have Shears. And then Annie really isn't the best into any of them, so I would say Bubbles instead here. Try and mix it up, showcase some of the rest of the parts of the team because we have not brought Shears or Velma into the team yet. Okay, Cotton Meganium. Is it Mega Meganium? It should be Mega Meganium. Okay, it does kind of suck that Brazilian can't really do too much. I'm just gonna go for a Fiery Dance, try and get that up. They're not gonna fall for Powder, so So we're gonna Struggle Bug, try and get their special attack lower. I am by far the fastest thing on the field right now. Even when they Mega, I should be fast because the Mega Meganium is still only 80 base speed. Taunt, do not care about it. This is one of the situations where taunt does not matter because I was Struggle Bugging anyway. That's huge on the Whimsicott, actually. That did a decent chunk on the Whimsicott. Fiery Dance. Nice. Mega already out for the count. Do we get the special attack increase? They already forfeited. That I'm perfectly fine with me. My brother didn't realize people would forfeit that easily when they lost a battle, which is funny to me because I feel like I've done that before. If I'm gonna lose my Mega turn 1 and I'm already at -1 on one of my other support mons, I might as well forfeit because I know I'm not gonna be able to do anything. I mean, I killed their Mega without my Mega, so... The Ace Attorney 7, okay. By the way, this might be the last game. Unfortunately, I talked a little bit too much in the intro. I do plan on doing a double video of this one, like a part 2. Okay, we got Aerodactyl, so Rock's kind of annoying. That's kind of annoying here. They do have Fire, so Bubbles is 100% mandatory. I think a good lead is Bubbles per Similian. Gardevoir is really good here. But Shears is good for Gardevoir here and Aerodactyl, so I think we bring Shears. I also think Velma's good here. I'm actually gonna lead with Persilian and Velma to try and get Tailwind up turn 1, I think. Yeah. I think so. I think that makes sense. Okay, Incend, that's good. So we don't have an Intimidate drop. I don't have a Berry on either of these mons. I don't know who they would fake out here, actually. I'm gonna go for the turn 1 Protect because I don't want to... I don't know what Incend can really do here. It is Mega Aerodactyl, okay. I'm gonna assume Aerodactyl would either go for Rock Slide to try and take us out here, or would go for Tailwind. I'm hoping it goes for Rock Slide turn 1, and then tries to go for Tailwind. Okay, fake out into who? Okay, that makes sense. Okay, they do set up Tailwind. That's kind of annoying. I'm going to outright just put Sleep Powder on their Mega, and then I'm expecting, I don't know what to expect. I might expect a Fire move, so I'm not gonna go into Shears, because that would be dumb. Go into a resisted hit. Rock Slide does do a lot of damage to Bubbles. There's no bug types that resist rock other than Shears right now, and Fortress actually. Okay. Snarl. Really? A Snarl Incineroar. You know what? Fair play. Not in a million years would I expect a Snarl Incineroar. That's perfectly fair. We're gonna Mega Protect here. And unfortunately, Bubbles is probably dying here. The Tailwind there is kind of annoying. I'm gonna just double Protect again. We're gonna try and have to stall some of their Tailwind. Rock Slide and then Flare Flip probably. Gonna have to try and double up into the Bullet Punch would not kill, surely it doesn't. Yeah, no. Rock Slide does unfortunately kill bubbles, which is annoying. I think I lose here simply because I'm standing in front of an Ensign. The Ensign parting shots? Okay. I'm not fully okay. Okay, Sneezer's gonna have they lost Tailwind here. Sneezer's gonna fake out. Probably, I would assume. We're just gonna Bullet Punch again, just in case, and I'm gonna have to protect here. I don't want to get hit by a Rock Slide. Unless they swap here? Surely they wouldn't swap because I don't know. They're probably gonna try and fake out. I would assume they're trying to fake out the here. I don't care too much about here. It's kind of delaying the inevitable. Rock Slide, yeah. Just do it somehow. Okay. Bullet Punch into you again, and then try and get a Fiery Dance, I would say. Try and get that +1 for whatever month they have in the back. They would, okay, that's smart. Instant, get the double impact drop. I'm barely going to be doing any damage. Yeah. 9%. Post combat, that kills that. Yeah, this is a GG. Yeah, I'll surrender you. That one was a hard game to play. Obviously, with all bug types, it's gonna be a little bit harder to try and play a game with that. But at the end of the day, I had fun with this. I have far more fun in Champions when I'm doing wacky stuff with a wacky team. So yeah, I would say this was fun. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your thoughts on my team down below. Obviously, my team is bad. I'm not gonna acknowledge, try and say my team's the amazing thing, but I think working with what I have is good, because if we go and check the news here, and I look at our roster, that's regulation set. Roster. Nope, it was regulation set, my bad. Eligible Pokemon. The eligible Pokemon of bug types that we got is Mega Beedrill, which we have on the team. We have Pinsir, so I could do Aerial 8, Mega Pinsir, which that might be good. Ariados, which is horrible. Fortress, which is a Stallmon. That really isn't good in VGC or competitive stuff. Heracross, which doesn't have access to Guts because there's no Flame Orb, so it's kind of useless. Then obviously none of the Gen 4 bugs. Volcarona, which we already have on our team. Vivian, which we already have on our team. Araquanid, which we have on our team. And then... But did I skip over some of them? I must have skipped over some of them. Where did it... Here, there, Scizor. Yeah, I got Scizor. Obviously, we have Cleavor. It's just kind of... Literally the only two mons that I have not been using are the kind of... Already kind of like... There's no real benefit to using... Obviously, some of these mons over it. Fortress doesn't really... I don't feel like Fortress would be that big of a deal. Heracross is more of a detriment because it doesn't have a good ability. I could imagine a world where doing Mega Pinsir could be good because flying is actually a pretty good type right now, especially offensively. Um, the only problem is poison, I feel like, is a better offensive type right now with how many fairies and grass are running around right now. And I would rather run Spectre than like a Pinsir. But yeah, I'm having fun with this team. Obviously, I feel like I'll have a lot more fun when other bug types get added. I'm praying that Glycopod would get a good ability. Not even Mega Glycopod. Obviously, I hope Mega Glycopod gets something like Water Bubble or Tough Claws. I would be so happy if it got that, but I don't know if it would get that. But like even some of my other favorite bugs that I know aren't the best, like Vigavolt. Vigavolt's are really good, but electric type. It has one of the highest attack stats in the game, but it's super slow, and does also have Levitate. That means it can't be used in like electric terrain and stuff like that. But I'm excited for when the new mons come out. Obviously, we'll have to wait for this new regulation to end. Hopefully, they add more mons. And I am still kind of upset with the lack of items. I feel like this team would be a lot better if I could have some items. I feel like, obviously, I can't use Heracross because there's no Flame Orb, so I can't do Guts Heracross. But like, even some like stuff like Assault Vest, I can't do Assault Vest. Araquanid, I'm supposed to do a Mystic Water, so I can't be tanky. I don't have like Life Orb for Pokemon like Cleavor and stuff like that. I don't have Choice Band. It's kind of upsetting. Hopefully they'll fix that. We'll get stuff later. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Stay noble. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.